Welcome back to the Pontiac Public Library's National Poetry Month readings. I'm Josh, your teen services librarian, and today I'm going to be reading a single poem by the poet who goes by the stage name Suli Breaks. He is a British poet who performs spoken word poetry. He is pretty well known for his YouTube channel because he does feature his poems there, and he actually accompanies most of them to music. And it looks pretty professional, so that will be one of the links that is provided below in the description to this video, along with a few others. The poem I'm going to be reading for you today is called The Graveyard. I see dead people, men walking into offices to sit in coffins, people handed death certificates disguised as a salary, my peers working 9 to 5, earning nowhere near enough to survive. So it's far from ironic that my brethren said to me that at nights after work, she sleeps like a corpse. Sometimes it feels like my city is a graveyard. Sometimes I feel like the ghost whisperer. Sometimes I feel like I'm just watching reruns of the Michael Jackson Thriller video because everybody is dancing and singing like they're alive, but it doesn't take a genius to see that they are rotting on the inside. It's easy to say they gave up on life because if you're just a victim of a system that's pulling the trigger, is it still suicide? So early in our lives, we're forced into uniforms which strip us of our identity, stand in firing lines outside classrooms designed to kill everything unique about us. They did say that good die young. Abraham is the only man I ever knew who was willing to stand at the altar and sacrifice his happiness for someone else. And even he hesitated. Even God agreed that it wasn't worth it. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever played Spot the Difference between living and existing? What does unhappiness taste like? And do you try to brush it out of your mouth every night before you go to sleep and every morning before you head out Monday to Friday? And does it leave a bitter taste in your mouth on Sunday evenings? Sometimes making that bread can be a recipe for disaster. When was the last time you fed your soul? And didn't your parents teach you to always finish your plate? I think we can all agree that slavery is still alive and we are just concealing it because maybe it's easier to admit to defeat the truth we're afraid to admit to ourselves. So instead, we carry on digging our own graves, chasing for promotions we don't really want to hang around necks like medals, but instead they hang around our necks like nooses attached to glass ceilings. And most don't even have the courage to jump, so instead remain in an office chair in purgatory, not living or dying, just surviving, just surviving, just getting by. I sit at the edge of this cemetery, using my words like flowers to mourn the ones we have lost. But sometimes I feel like flowers aren't enough. Or is it that there are just too many graves?